Hello, everybody who showed up today. Welcome to welcome to the City of Glass, a tale in Vancouver by night. This is going to be a bit of a different stream if anyone hasn't played the game Vampire the Masquerade before. It's a bit darker and grittier than what you normally find in D&D, and that's what we're going to be playing today. I am joined by, starting off with the wonderful vampire right next to me. John, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am John. I am a suave kind of man, well known for my displays of public showmanship. I love to convince people that I am their friend. I don't really know how to describe myself otherwise.
All right.
Sorry about that.
After John, we will head over to Pagan, another vampire here in Vancouver.
I don't really do introductions. That's all you need to know about me.
All right. And lastly, we go over to Ellis.
Hi, I am Alice. What?
Sorry, it was just such a dramatic tone shift.
I didn't know we were going to be introducing ourselves like this. I had other ideas, but alright. I mean, I could introduce myself as Spoons and that I will be playing Ellis.
You
in
can
this
also
campaign.
introduce yourself like that. I just thought it sounded cool to introduce the way to my introduction.
Okay.
All right. To start us off, it is evening, mid-February. The year is 2014. We are going to come in on a building. It is a large office building, very well made. Everything is pristine and perfect to a T. And there you hear footsteps clicking on the marble floors. And we see John walking into an office, here to visit a very well-known figure in Vancouver. His boss has summoned him. You see the receptionist there in her very usual, very sharply dressed attire. Hello, John?
Hello. How's the boss been doing?
Well, if it was good, you wouldn't be here now, would you?
Yeah. Well, then I guess I should just skip the pleasantries.
Probably a good idea. Just, don't, just be yourself. And, she presses a button, and you see a door next to her open. There you see sitting, facing out towards the city, just barely can see the top of his head over the back of his chair.
Hello, boss. Issues afoot?
Hello, John. We have a problem. One of us has not been checking in. I need you to go make sure they're still... Well, if they've run away, I'd need to know, and if they're dead, I need to know, and whatever else.
Understood.
Here, you will be checking with Brooke. He's on, and he proceeds to give you an address later in the city. I want you to grab Pagan on your way out and take him with you.
Alright. I will see it to it then, sir. Is there anything else you'd like me to know or do?
just inform me of what's happening.
With Pagan, I'm sure it won't take too long.
And with that, you step out. You see waiting there is a very familiar face of Pagan. This is someone you've, in your time as a vampire, a good portion of it have been spent in the city of Vancouver, and you have known him for at least a couple years.
Fair enough.
Couple years too many.
This is my monologue. Internal one at that.
Pagan's there, he can talk.
Look, John. You know I don't like your shiny suits and fake smiles. The work
Dad.
is done as fast as possible.
I agree. I don't really want to have to spend any more time with you than I have to.
Megan's just gonna walk away then.
And with that, you guys head out. You arrive at a address you've never been to. Even though Vancouver doesn't have very many vampires in it.
I'll be right back, sorry.
Even though Vancouver doesn't have very many vampires in it, it is rare that they interact with each other. The prince doesn't really like any of the vampires getting too close, as it can lead to dangerous ideas. Pagan, with your work, you have been mostly paired up with the same people. It's been over and over, been either John or occasionally Oren. But other than them, you have rarely met any of the others, and there are some you have never met.
And I should probably
Brooke.
start about all that. All the people I know, they're a bunch of dickwads.
Very true. Brooke is one of those ones you haven't met. Brooke is... well, you're not really sure. From what you can see in front of you is a brickstone house. Older, and it almost stands out here in the cool, or the February air. It is solid orange, kind of reddish brick, and it almost looks normal. And that's what stands out so much, is it's such a normal looking house. What do you guys do as you are standing in front of here?
I look to my esteemed partner.
Just do what you want.
Alright, well. Let's go approach him.
As you approach the house, you see there are no lights on the inside. It is a solid white door, small window in the front that appears to have a little curtain drawn in front of it. Other than the fact that the house looks well maintained, it doesn't look like... it almost looks like a house that people have only to show people that there's a house. Not like anyone truly lives there.
Looks like it hasn't been exactly lived in that much. Do I have to break in?
Now we're talking. I thought this was going to be some kind of talking mission.
Thank God.
Pagan is going to walk up to the door.
Okay.
He's not going to attempt a larceny. No, he's just going to smash through it.
Alright, roll me a... we'll go for this. A strength... either strength melee or strength brawl. Depending on how you're... if you're just using your fists, go brawl. If you're using, like, a weapon or claws or anything, then use melee.
Okay, gotcha. So, that would be my brawl, number of brawl, plus number of strength?
Yes. So what you would roll is you would, however much your strength is, you would roll that many d10s, and however much your brawl is, you would roll that many d10s.
Okay, I got 1, 7, 10, 7, 8, 7, 9, and 2.
All right. So that is a lot of successes and 2 failures. So yeah, I will say you walk up to this door, and without a care, you just kick it. You see just so swiftly, so smooth, kick the door, and the door swings off, and it's just like the door handle still sitting in the lock that just kind of slides out.
All up to you now, busybody.
You, sir, certainly know how to announce yourself. I'll walk in and take a quick look around the front area of the house.
Yeah. You take a look around. You take a look around, and what are you,
I'm looking for signs that
looking for?
this is lived in. Like,
Okay.
shit on the floor. Maybe something's not perfectly assembled. Dishes that are unclean. Food that is not rotten in the fridge. Food in the fridge at all. Stuff like that.
Okay, you see there isn't food in the fridge, but that shouldn't really be surprising. Vampires, from what you know, don't normally eat. You, for the rest of it, actually, why don't you roll me a, let's see, character sheets. Also to chat, we are all learning this game system, so bear with us sometimes. Why don't you roll
Only
me...
sometimes.
Only sometimes. The rest of the time, fucking riot. Why don't you roll me a investigation? An intelligence investigation.
Okay. So, does that mean I combine all those into, like, whatever amount of dice that is?
Yes.
So, if you
So
have
however
2
many
dots
points.
in intelligence and like 1 dot in investigation, you roll 3 dice. So however many dots you have in each is
Okay.
the equal to the number of dice you roll.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, I see it now. 3, 7, 2, 8.
So
3,
6
7.
to 10 is a success.
Okay,
So
so
you
I think 2 passes, 2 fails.
Yeah, so you have 2 successes.
Okay. With that, yeah, you find there's no food in the fridge. You find that a lot of the furniture doesn't even really have dips in it. Like, people haven't really been sitting in them. They're just really for show. You do notice that there is one mark on the floor to a staircase going into the basement. That is the point where there are scratches of the door opening. Like someone has used this quite often.
Well, I guess that's where we should continue our investigation. There might actually be some signs of general activity. That just scratches.
Are you talking to me?
No, we're talking about. I think we'll go down there then.
Look, I'm not paying attention at all. I need you to understand this.
Oh my god. Smash the next door, or open it, or whatever.
Okay, then
Since
try
you
that.
have only 1 value.
Hey, it's gonna try the door handle this time, actually.
You tried the door handle. It is locked.
Pagan's gonna resort to option 2.
roll me another check.
That
How many
is
successes?
2 fails, 6 successes. Wait, what's a 5? Is that a fail or a success?
A 5 is
That's
a
a
fail.
That
Yep.
is 3 fails, 5 successes.
Okay, you're good. You This time you don't put your foot up to it. You put your hand up to it and just push, and the door just breaks around your hand as it goes through. And you see the door just... or no, this is a pull. So you pull it towards you, and the door just breaks the frame apart as you just pull it open.
Hagen's gonna awkwardly... Nah, he doesn't care. He just tosses the door down, like, down the stairs.
You just... all you hear is... as the door lands against the heavy concrete of the basement. You see it is dark down there. As you peer further down the staircase, other than the basic light from inside this room and the moon, there isn't much else.
Okay, question. So,
yes.
Protean, level 1, Eyes of the Beast. You can see in darkness. What does that mean?
See. So that means you can see right now. John, it's a little bit dark for you, but Pagan, you look down and you can see the door and kind of the outlines of the basement. John, you can't see. It's dark for you.
I guess Pagan's just gonna start walking down.
Yeah. You
Who goes
walk
to
down.
follow, Pagan.
It hits both of your scents at the exact same time. A sharp scent of iron.
Blood.
You
Yep.
look down
Good stuff.
and you see a sight that's not too unfamiliar. You see looks like well silks and soft pillows and chains. A setup that is not too uncommon for someone who is being turned or sired. And as you enter, you immediately see blood all across the room, much messier than anything else in this room.
Not supposed to feed in this city.
And you're not supposed to sire another outside of the 20.
Oh, no wonder they ran off.
You also see a very distinct pile of ash.
Oh, well.
Somebody died.
Yes.
Now, is
Wonder
it the
whose
fire?
ash it is.
Exactly. Well,
I mean, both would make sense.
this is your specialty, isn't it?
If you can call it that. Alright, I'll do more investigation.
Okay, roll
I
an
wanna
investigation.
See, like, does it look like somebody might have gotten out of this device? Any signs of a struggle?
So,
I mean, clearly
If you
a
want to
sign of a
know
struggle,
more
but-
about the room, that would be a
2 passes.
2 passes. How many failures? Two passes, 2 failures. All right, really playing down the middle here, huh?
2.
Um,
Getting average.
so this is a siring ritual. When a vampire chooses to sire another, which you know is highly not allowed here. You are not supposed to sire someone without direct permission.
Hamilton.
And you also know that this is when a new sire is turned, they become hungry, incredibly bestially hungry, and normally chains or other things are put in place just until they're able to regain their senses. And you notice that one of the handcuffs appeared to have looks like it's just been shattered apart.
Okay, I think I get the picture. Our friend here was siring someone alright, but they didn't exactly tighten their cuffs enough, so to speak. So we have some new rogue sired vampire, and the ashes of a selling vampire who went missing. At least that's what I think.
So the number is still at 20.
The number is still at 20, yes, but this 20th member wasn't exactly sanctioned. At all.
Pagan is going to hesitantly smile because it sounds like a chase, but knowing these missions, it could very quickly turn into some kind of talk down, and that would be very sad.
Doesn't want to have to use his words.
Pagan. Or actually, what do you guys want to do? Do you have where are you guys going now that you have this information?
Well, first, what is the method of informing our boss of data?
Well, it's either
Do we shoot him a text?
no. It's either running back there. Siegfried's not a big fan of text messages. You have to call him on a dial-up. You have to go find a payphone and put in quarters.
Fuck, God damn it, a fucking payphone.
I will say you would be able to... Either you can go there directly, or you could call him, or try to call him, or you can just wait with the information and follow up yourself.
Well, we just don't know where this thing is. Can I do another investigation check to see if there's any signs of where our new friend went?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. 3 passes, 1 fail.
All right. With an investigation check, you notice, and the first thing that is odd to you is that none of the windows or doors were broken. Which means however he got out, he... Sorry, excuse me.
Bless you.
Vampires. You can't bless me, I'll die. However he got out, he would have been composed.
You know, another thing is that all the doors to get in and out of this, like, basement were, like, completely locked. And we smashed our way through them. Is this thing
So
still
they're-
in the house?
Are they in this room?
Gets attacked
Gonna roll me an
immediately.
investigation. Do you
Alright,
do you
roll
guys
one
want to
more
roll for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I try smelling for it? Is that a thing?
Yeah, actually, that would be a
3 passes, 1 fail.
Oh, there's a special kind of check for this that you can add scent to. I believe this would be an awareness for that then.
Awareness and what?
That would be, I'm going to say, a either wits or resolve awareness.
Gotcha.
Why is my camera doing this to me? Okay.
3 successes, 1 fail.
Okay. Both of you immediately start looking around. And almost at the same time, both of you notice. Or John, actually, you don't notice because it's so dark in here, but Pagan, you're able to just barely, with your ear, hear the slightest bit of movement going out through the door.
That's not gonna slide. I run straight after whatever that is. Don't care if
I
it's a
follow.
human, vampire, animal. It's going down.
You guys just leap and start running.
That squirrel is fucked.
And as the running starts,
I have, sorry, one thing. I have, as you're saying I'm leaping, right? Under
Yes.
Potent's Disciple, the first potent thing is Soaring Leap. Which just means I jump farther or something.
okay, yeah, you are able to immediately go from like in the basement to over the railing and like midway up the stairs in a single leap.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So yeah, you're able to get up there fast. And as this chase starts, we are going to cut to a different part of Vancouver. Out on the city streets, we are cutting over to someone who just got here relatively recently. You see her white hair long behind her, and her bags standing just off the actually, why don't you tell me, how did you get to Vancouver?
Alice would be standing at the docks, thinking like the shipyards where big, like the big cargo, the big metal containers would be, but like not where people should be.
Okay.
And she's like standing in front of a container, an empty container. The doors are open, as if she's just stepped out of it with her bags. It's also midnight, dark out.
Okay. As you are at midnight, dark out, you see all around you the spray of the sea onto the seawall and other parts of the docks as you slowly start to walk in. And immediately an uneasy feeling hits you. You look out and can feel the weight of a place like this, somewhere you've heard a lot about. And as you walk in, the very first thing you see is someone sprinting down the street. The moment you leave the shipyard, someone sprinting down the street and two guys hot on pursuit after him. Without any sight or anything, you can immediately tell these people are not of the mortal variety.
Okay, I was about to ask, can I tell if any of these people, like, are they just humans? Or
You can see by the
else?
way that they move. One of them is leaping from like light pole to car and like slowly gaining. The other one is running the best he can. He's like sprinting. Phoenix, you're muted. John muted himself.
Sorry, do you need to hear me gasping as I'm running?
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, you know, I don't think I want to involve myself in that, and really should be heading towards wherever I should be. I'm sure I have instructions of where I should be going.
Right as you are, just you know, you're looking at this and running away. You see the figure that they were chasing start turning towards you.
Oh shit.
And you were standing there as you see them run, grip the ground next to you, using it to pull themselves into a stop, and essentially go to grapple and grab you.
Oh, I also have Oblivion Sight on, by the way, and what do I not have on? No,
Just because of this absolute humor, can you do me a favor and Roll whatever you think is appropriate in order to try and not get grappled here.
Okay. I also just realized there's been a bit of an oversight on my sheet on something,
Okay.
but I will roll to for this grapple thing. So the dexterity.
Fail, fail, fail. 2 successes. 2 successes.
I don't know what else to roll with dexterity.
If you have dexterity, brawl.
Actually,
or
you know what? I'm going to use dexterity, and I'm also going to use shadow cat to make it harder for them to find me afterwards.
Okay, yeah, roll.
Okay. That is 2 successes. And
2 successes.
So that should be a cloud of shadows that extends 2 meters around me.
Okay. Right as you see them go to grab you, and Pagan and John, from your perspective, you see them reach around a civilian, the first civilian you've seen tonight. And this immediate, at least John, this immediate dread of oh no, we're gonna have to just kill this person. Such a mess. We can't break this. And then you immediately see the vampire go to grab them, grab their throat, miss, and then you see the person they were about to grab, just a sphere of darkness expand around them.
Oh, good. They're another vampire. I mean, that's actually not good because I don't recognize them, but it's better than a human. For now.
Can Pagan still see through that darkness?
No, you can't.
Pagan
Nothing
can't.
No, nothing can see through that darkness.
Magical darkness.
Pagan's still going to run into the middle of that.
Okay.
He's still sniffing them or whatever. I'm gonna try and identify them by sense.
Okay, roll the appropriate check. I will say, roll a awareness or investigation, and use your, I'll say either your composure or your resolve.
Can I roll against this?
For you, I will say roll me a dexterity, subterfuge. No, actually, dexterity stealth? Dexterity stealth, yeah. That seems more appropriate. And I guess the unnamed.
All failures.
All failures.
Yeah.
Not much of a nose on this one.
Oh, they got...
Well, I had 6 successes, so...
Pagan runs in and just... You see Pagan run in and then run out the same direction he came in and look super confused and just keep doing that. He just keeps getting turned around.
Keep
Ellis.
trying, it'll change eventually.
Stop watching me!
I'm gonna say Ellis has moved to... on top of, one of the what are they called? The metal boxes, metal crates, or whatever.
Oh, yeah, your shipping containers. Yeah.
The shipping containers, there we go.
Okay, you move inside the ship, or you move on top of the shipping containers looking down. You see that the person who originally came up to you darts off further into the shipping yard as the other 2 vampires who were chasing them appear to, from your best guess, just be fucking around.
I'm just gonna chuckle to myself. This is quite a funny scene to watch.
Can you roll me a, I'll say a intelligence academics?
Okay.
I swear to God, John, if you're just watching.
2. You
Watching what? The giant cloud of darkness?
You hear the name, John, and I believe John said the name Pagan. You have heard the name Pagan before.
Where have I heard this name before?
You, in passing, you feel like you've heard it when people talk about Vancouver and talk about figures there. You feel like Pagan was a name that was mentioned as one of the people who, like, as one of the other higher vampires who
20?
lives here. Yes, as one of
Yeah.
the 20.
Do I know anything other than the name? Do I know anything that's attached to the name?
You just know Pagan is considered to be a very powerful enforcer.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I have this problem that my bags are still in that cloud of shit, and I am not.
Pagan, you end up picking up a bag at one point.
Ah, useless.
You see your stuff just gets yeeted.
I'm gonna call it, but I would appreciate if you didn't throw my stuff around.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a vampire. Excuse me. Are you sanctioned to be in this city?
I am, and this is, I was expecting a much warmer
Just give her
welcome
the other
from
vampire
the locals.
legs. Megan's gonna growl.
I'm gonna point in the direction that he ran off to, and
Megan's gonna
Yeah, he went over
go in
there.
that direction.
wow.
You handle this, John.
Gladly.
All right.
Over a beast like that, you can handle it, Pagan. All right. Well, look, nobody gets in this town without the boss's permission. So, what are you doing here?
Ninja, what am I doing here?
You came here in the hopes that you could settle down here. You came here in the hopes of meeting with the boss and making a deal and getting and being able to stay here.
I do have a meeting with Siegfried. I was going to be heading over there now before, I wave my hand. All this happened.
All right. I'll take you to the boss. I already got to report all that nonsense anyways. You're in luck. We're down a vampire.
How convenient.
Exactly.
And
Well then. Sorry, go ahead, please.
as you two, tell me just right now where you guys all going at this moment.
I'm taking this discrepancy back to the boss.
I will be going with John as I'm picking up my bags.
Off the floor.
Yeah.
Pagan.
Are you helping
Pagan's... No.
me? A little rude.
Fine. Fine. I guess I can understand dealing with Pagan's nonsense more than anybody.
You two seem to get along.
We are two different tools for different tasks. We just happen to get paired a lot.
In this moment, just before we continue, we're gonna take a quick break here for like 5-ish minutes. We will be right back. We're gonna let some people get some water and do everything like that. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes with the next half. welcome back. Hello, we're back. That was so weird when you transitioned back. Anyways, what we are going to come back to is we're actually going to come back to Pagan. Pagan, you are standing in the middle of this shipyard, alone.
I'm not really alone, though.
You do not know where he is gone. Or where it has gone. It was kind of hard to tell.
Rats hide once, they had twice. I'm going to retry that smelling check. Or maybe his footsteps have blood on them. Literally anything.
All right. Yeah, roll for it. Give me a roll.
What does a 10 mean?
So if you roll a 10, don't touch that dice, but roll another dice. It's exploding dice.
So
Gotcha.
for everyone at home, we play with a rule called exploding dice. In this system, you roll d10s. 6 to 10 is a success. If you roll a 10, you explode. So you get to roll another d10 and add that. And that can keep chaining.
I thought you just actually exploded.
I have 2 successes.
We do blow up. 2 successes?
Yeah, I exploded, but I got a 1 afterwards, so it doesn't.
Doesn't count.
Ooh. Well, you you do not know where he went. Yes. It appears you have lost your quarry.
Some move to your vampire ship.
Pagan and John,
This is not
man.
my specialty. Yeah, Pagan's gonna... He's gonna probably get John, man.
Pagan, you walk back to see John.
He's gonna mutter, just like, if that stupid shadow wasn't there, I would have had him in my teeth already.
You see standing next to John. You see Alice and John, and Alice is like picking up their stuff, and trying to find where you tossed their bag.
Did you get him yet? We don't look covered in blood.
Nice, keen observation.
Well, are you expecting me to come and help you now after you said I got it?
Pagan is going to just stand.
Alright. Well, look. What are we gonna do about her? Because clearly she's a different variable.
Well, didn't you say you were taking me to Siegfried?
I did, but we do have a ravenous, almost mindless monster hopping around the city drinking people's blood from their necks. So, you know, it's hard to balance priorities with that one.
I mean, I'm sure I can find my own way there if that is your priority.
We'll bring her back.
Fine. We'll all go back and report this then.
Pagan is just going to try and save some lost face for losing the guy by bringing back a different vampire. Very smart.
Great plan, huh?
Number 1 plan.
We move back to a familiar building, the one that we saw at the very beginning. In big white block letters, it reads 2 a.m. As you return to a new site for Ellis, but you can only assume to be Siegfried's Tower. A tall skyscraper that stretches up into the sky. Right here in the heart of Vancouver. and you are flanked on either side by John and what you presume to be Pagan, though hasn't taken the time to introduce himself.
I'm going to hold my hand out to Pagan and introduce myself. My name is Alice LaPlante, and your name is?
Fuck off.
He's not exactly the associating type.
I can see that. I'm going to turn to John then and hold my hand out for a more
I'll
formal
take it because I'm a
introduction.
gentleman.
And you're John?
Yes, John Claymore.
Alice. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Ding! And the elevator doors
I
open.
love the convenient elevator.
Very convenient.
Always popping at the right time.
Never fast enough.
Because you don't even know what words are.
And there you see sitting the same secretary you saw earlier. John, did you do your job right for once? I'm just kidding. You always
Did you do
a
any
great
job at all?
Oh, hurtful. I sat here and touched a keyboard.
I followed him around all day.
Oh, my condolences.
Exactly.
Isn't that
well,
right,
look, we
Pagan?
got some updates. But, she
Alright.
apparently has a meeting with the boss.
Let me see.
I
What's your
do.
name?
Alice LaPlante.
Yes. You have a meeting set to speak with him. We can move it forward. He doesn't have anything else going on. I'm kidding. Don't tell him I said that. Just go in. It's fine.
Okay. Ninjor, do I
Yes.
notice any cameras in the room?
You immediately, the moment you say that, notice there was one in the elevator. There is two pointing towards either side of the hallway, and then two at regular intervals down, covering most blind spots.
Interesting.
From what you can gather, Siegfried is not a uncautious person.
Mhm.
And you see, as she says go in, a glass-like frosted door opens up to the side.
Is there anywhere I can leave my bags? I prefer not to take.
Yes, if you just want to. And she touches another button, and you see a small, like, lock chest appear, or, like, lift out of the ground. That appears to be, like, a storage chest that just, like, sits below the floor most of the time.
Fancy. Okay, I'll put my
We
bags
mostly use
there
it as a
before-
weapon check, but bags will work. Also, weapon check, please.
I don't have anything on me.
Well, that's good. That makes this real easy. Hits the button and it
I'm gonna put my
lowers back
bags in.
down.
Yeah. And I'm going to head into the meeting room.
You see a very fine corner office. Beautiful couches and desks. Everything is very refined, almost like minimalist in this very like gray tone sort of room. And you see spinning around there a man, long brunette sort of hair, a very well-trimmed tight beard to his face, sitting there in this long sort of coat, who you can only presume is Siegfried.
I'm going to walk up and first sitting, I'm going to give a little bow and hold my hand out for him to shake. It's a pleasure to meet you, Sir Siegfried.
He will take your hand and shake. Ah, Yes, and you must be...
Ellis what? From Toronto.
Ah, that is a name I have heard before.
Yes.
You come from some... You are quite the story.
Indeed. Although I don't like to dwell on the past.
Well, fair enough. What brings you here to my city?
I was hoping you would have a place for me to stay.
Well, currently, our roster is full.
I see.
Even
Even temporarily for a little bit.
Upset. So,
Yes, John, what is it?
our roster is no longer full.
Oh, is John here too?
You didn't lead with that?
I didn't really have the time. Look, sir, the problem is one of our members might have tried to, I don't know, create another vampire behind our backs. It went horribly wrong, and now they're dead, and they're loose, freshly turned monsters ravaging the streets. But we do have a spot available.
Just one
I should
moment.
say that.
Alice, sorry. What the fuck, John?
Don't give me that. Pagan said he had this, and then he didn't.
Pagan?
Our new vampire decided to put a shadow in the middle of the street.
Listen, your little thing you were chasing decided to come after me. What was I supposed to do?
Defend
Stand there and
yourself,
die.
not
Um,
squidding
I-
them.
I did defend myself.
Oh, you should have stood there and died so we could maintain status quo.
Well then.
Shit.
Alright. So, I've been updated. Now let's see how we're going to get this fixed. John, Pagan.
Captain.
We are ready to go as soon as you wish to dismiss us. We just thought we couldn't leave her out since we didn't know exactly what she was, besides that she was a vampire, and that the information was probably quite relevant.
Well, Ellis, congratulations. You get an opportunity. You can
Thank
stop whatever rogue mess that Brooke left behind. The seat is yours.
You want me to go with these two and fix their mess.
If you please.
I see. Well, I guess I don't have too much of a choice here then.
Glad to hear. Now please don't let the body count stack up. It's going to be a lot more trouble if bodies start appearing.
Do our
Pagan's
best.
gonna leave.
Guess I'll follow with Pagan.
I will follow them as well. Glaring at John and Pagan. Like, straight, like daggers through their backs.
Okay,
Back
hold
in
on.
this-
What did I do?
This awkward moment in the elevator.
As far as I recall, I was on your side.
I have to help you two clean up your mess.
Well, technically, if this mess didn't exist, you wouldn't have a space to fill, so... The math
I'll
checks
just-
out.
Elsa's gonna sigh and roll her eyes.
Ah. I take that as an admission of defeat. Let's continue then.
Very well.
Door
Miss-
opens.
Mr. Pagan, do you mind finding a lead with that nose of yours?
It's not reliable.
We have nothing else. There's nowhere that this thing is going to be trapped in. Where are the highest populations of homeless in this city?
East Hastings. Sorry, that's out of character.
Well, I mean, look, if you're a vampire scrolling through the streets of
Here's
the
the thing.
city.
You don't even need to be from Vancouver to know East Hastings.
Okay.
You don't. I know. I'm not from Vancouver. I know it's East Hastings.
East Hastings. Alright, well then, to East Hastings we go.
As you get closer, does anyone want to make any checks?
Hagen will attempt the sniffing check.
Okay.
He's not a real dog. Just acts like one.
I am going to use Sense the Unseen,
Okay.
and with
Your
that,
successes.
I'm going to use
use
subterfuge to try and talk to the locals to see if they've seen anything freaky deaky out.
I got
All of
2
these are
successes.
fun.
2 successes, 2 fails.
Quick question, Phoenix, are you doing charisma subterfuge or just straight subterfuge?
My god, you're right.
Add that
1
charisma.
second.
Spoons, how many successes, how many fails?
2 successes fails. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how many fails you get. It's only the successes that matter.
5 successes.
5 successes. Just for my own fun, how many fails do you get?
He says, I think I did the math right.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so I will say, and Pagan, what did you get?
3 successes.
3 successes. So 3 successes, 2 successes from Ellis, 5 successes from John.
Johnny.
Johnny boy. All right. As Pagan, you start trying to sniff out in the general area to see if you can pick up the scent of this person you've only ever been able to smell from a distance, and there's just too much sense of salt water in the nighttime, and the cool air just makes it hard to track scents. Ellis, what exactly were you doing?
I was using Sense the Unseen so I can sense supernatural activity. Oh wait, I rolled that. I didn't roll enough dice because they need points for small and aspects. Okay, hold on.
While you were rolling, I will quickly resolve John.
Okay, because those 2 dice were 2 successes.
John here.
John, as you immediately walk up, you see a couple of people outside on their smoke break. You walk up to them and immediately just start charming them and talking with them and, kind of shooting the shit, almost like that immediate friend. Like everyone thinks you're their friend. And you hear one of them go, yeah, I saw this weird dude. He was like half naked running through the streets. Thought it was a little odd, but then again, it's East Hastings, so like, what you get. And then you hear someone else go, yeah, I thought I saw him running that way. And they start pointing you more in a direction.
That way, gotcha. I go back to the group. I at least have a direction.
Where?
That way.
Hagen is going to walk that way.
I'll follow Pagan.
I'm following these 2.
What did you
Apparently
get?
He's half naked.
Do I
Ellis,
sense anything?
what did you get?
Only 2 successes.
Okay, on 2 successes, you are not able to pick up the trace of them.
I've got nothing.
You start to see ahead of you, there are a couple of different ways you can go. you see throughout the streets there are plenty of different alleys and hidden places throughout. You see there are bridges and overpasses. There are obviously houses and other things here. So like what kind of places are you thinking to look? What's your plan, vampiric party?
I think
he's looking
we
for
should just-
both, using his limited imagination.
Fuck it, I pick all of it.
Every single option.
Well,
All right.
they're probably looking for their next meal. So, somewhere with humans.
Lots of
probably.
open bodies.
Mhm.
You come up upon. Where do you go first? So there's underpasses, back alleys, or houses.
Back alley.
I would also say back alleys.
Right.
I mean,
You
underpasses are a good option. There's not many people.
Mhm.
You start to check through some of the alleys, and you don't actually find very many people in them. You don't find traces other than rats and other animals like that. But you do see, as you start spreading out and looking through, you see on the underpass what you assumed was once a human torn asunder. It looks like their head was ripped down as their torso was torn apart. Whatever this creature was is not eating cleanly.
Damn it.
You're going to teach this one some table manners.
Yeah, well, we don't tend to teach the ones we call anything.
Can we see a blood trail at all?
You
Maybe
can.
some footsteps.
You do see a blood trail leading further out into almost this like waterside, almost into this more like waterfront kind of area, leading out towards almost this like industrial-esque district.
Before Ellis follows them, she's gonna kneel next to the body, and it looks like she has her hands together, eyes closed, doing something, but yeah. And then she's gonna follow.
Okay. After that, you continue to follow. You guys lead back. The blood trail's leading back to the shipyard. You see once again a familiar place where you were earlier. Tall cranes with crates piled up on top of each other sit throughout. This large feel of metal and rust sit through. What would you like to do?
Can I do another check with Sense the Unseen?
Yes.
Okay. 4 successes.
Okay. You now immediately get a ping. There is a immediate note that very close in your proximity is a creature trying to hide its presence. And you can immediately note that it is above you, standing over on one of the cranes above in the air, looking down at you.
I'm gonna look up, and can I see? Can I see them?
Do you have dark vision? Or the ability
I
to see
have
at night?
Oblivion Sight, which has been activated.
Okay,
This
so
one.
yes, you can see them. The outline shadow of this person, their body looks like it didn't put back together right. It looks messy, and their mouth is drenched in blood. Their fangs barely long, but their fingers almost extend unnaturally. They almost appear like a Nosferatu with a lot of physical defects and deformities to their body.
But Brooke wasn't a Nosferatu, we're assuming.
Brooke was, you don't know. You never actually met Brooke.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I found your little friend.
Where?
Well, I'm looking up. And I turn to Peg and then look back up again.
Upwards, pagan.
He's gonna look up. He's going to think, that's stupid. Freshly turned vampires can't fly. He's gonna look at a crane, or where they're looking, and he's gonna see
The vampire.
this.
It's not too bright, is it? I'm gonna say to John.
Why do you think I hate working with them?
I
That's just
think
like-
it'd be amusing, but I can see why.
It's incredibly funny. It's never a dull day with him around.
Yeah.
He's gonna look around and he's gonna see if there's any like, is there anywhere this thing could jump off and be safely okay?
It could jump down to one of the lower crates. That would still be like a 40-foot drop. Like, they're roughly 80 to 100 feet in the air right now.
So if they fall, even if they're a vampire, they're going to first turn into a pool of blood, then recover.
It's gonna hurt.
They're probably
Depending
gonna
on...
break some bones.
They're probably gonna hit a 5-point landing of feet, knees, backbone, spine, head. You know, just...
Yeah.
God.
You
damn,
may not
I
die,
did
but that's
need
gonna
that, descriptor.
take a while to recover from that.
Descriptor of 5-point landing.
He's going to go to
God.
the highest point. He's going to leap to the highest point on the crates where they could feasibly drop. And he is going to stand there. And he's going to shout at them.
Does anyone want to... Oh, yeah. Roll a intimidation. We'll say either charisma or manipulation intimidation.
Great. Both perfectly awful. You add the number of dots, yes?
The number of dots is how many dice you roll.
That's 4 successes.
Okay. What are you saying?
So,
There's either two ways we can go about this, and I really hate making that quote. You can either fall down and not remember what happens, or I can climb up and you can personally experience that pain.
Me alone. Why does it hurt so bad? It's not supposed to hurt. And you can immediately remember, to all of you remember when you were turned. The feeling of intense burning pain of your body changing. And
the embrace was euphoric.
the embrace is euphoric. The following hours hurt like a bitch. Yeah.
You wouldn't think that.
Well, your whole body has to, shift and change all its organs. It's not fun.
It's just all the god leaving you,
It's all the god leaving you. So yeah, you can tell they are in tremendous pain.
Okay, well, that was not an answer to either of his questions.
Hey,
So
wait,
let's start climbing
Sound.
up.
Here's I'm gonna try and use subterfuge and convince him that death is really the only way out of this. He was botched. That's why it hurts so much. He was botched.
Roll me a subterfuge. This is fun.
That's fine. Megan's still gonna keep climbing though. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
gonna stop.
I'm just gonna watch. This is a little bit amusing. I also don't want
A
to get
little
my
bit
hands
amusing,
dirty.
a little bit horrifying, you know. Alright, so we got 5 passes and 4 knots.
Okay.
Maybe I should roll on mine.
Say how you're gonna say.
Look, I've seen this happen before. I am basically the enforcer of this region. You've been botched, my friend. Your only way out of this is a quick, swift death.
Or my claws. That one works too.
There's gotta be a way.
There was if you went through us, not some back alley deal.
No, and they're going to. I don't want to scream right now. They scream no, and they're going to leap at you, Pagan.
At least they're not leaping at me.
Megan's gonna grin very, very happily.
Oh, Pagan's fucking
Finally.
loving this. All right. So, they are going to make a brawl check at you. They're gonna go a dexterity brawl. They are a dexterity person.
Okay, Megan's going to reciprocate and do the complete opposite. So is Megan currently like climbing the tower right now?
Pagan. Yes, Pagan was climbing the tower when they hit you. So they got
And
3 successes.
Pagan can fight, but Pagan instead thinks that he's just going to fall. And since this thing is diving at Pagan, he's also just going to fall.
Are you just gonna take it?
Yep, that's Pagan's thought process.
All right, they're going to grab you. You are going to take, I will say, 2 superficial.
Okay, but now can I put them on the bottom of the fall? Like he's letting go.
Oh
He's
yeah,
not holding
roll.
on.
I want you to roll a strength, by strength brawl
Strength
or
brawl?
yeah, and you just need to beat their 3 successes. This is gonna be a
That
much
is-
quicker fight than I was expecting.
4 successes, very close.
Oh,
Good job.
you, as they jump at you, snarling, and they grab onto your shoulders, you just smile and start spinning them towards the bottom, and you just see the fear in their eyes. John and Ellis, you see this sight of, and just
Let's
catch
look
Pagan
away.
smiling. As just as it hits, we cut to black.
I think my
We-
eyes need bleaching.
Well, as it cuts to black, we're going to cut back to a very familiar elevator. Ellis and John standing there, Pagan standing there, covered in blood.
See, this is why I knew you didn't catch them the first time. Every time you catch them, it's like head to toe red.
You know, I'm also kind of surprised. This was the first time I gave people 2 options, and I managed to pick both.
You know what? Sometimes you are actually quite funny.
I'm assuming this is a common occurrence then.
Well, somebody needs to clean up the trap.
Ah,
You
Just make sure you're not one of them on the list.
you guys are Siegfried's cleanup crew.
One
Is-
of his 20.
His dogs. I'm gonna look at Pagan particularly.
Megan seems unoffended by that comment.
Pagan is very proud of that statement.
Hagen thought of it for a second and went, yeah, I fucking am his dog. Woof woof.
Woof.
Weekly sounds.
And with that, we go to our the next point we cut to is a familiar scene to most. Time, as the elevators ding open, time rushes forward. 10 years go by. And now here in the year 2024, we see a very familiar white-haired vampire stepping into an elevator, followed by a very familiar looking, very suave and charming vampire, and an unfamiliar young college age looking person who neither of you have seen before. And as the very well timed elevators close, that is where we will pick off, or that is where we will pick up next time. Yay. Thank you to
Stupendous.
everyone for
My
watching.
favorite Broadway film.
Your favorite Broadway? Okay. Thank you to everyone for watching and learning with us. This is our first session. There will be 3 more talking about the main story when we have everyone here for it. That is, I think, all we have to announce for right now. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.